Hi everybody, Emily here for Hip Kit Club. I am sharing with you today a layout to respond to this week's challenge. So this week's challenge, it was to use monochromatic, to create a monochromatic layout and to add an extra accent color. So I decided to go about it in a slightly different way than I would normally go about it. My main color that I chose was pink, so I chose that all my elements that I would add to my layout would be pink. However, where I went differently about it is that instead of doing it on a white background or a pink background like you'd normally do for a monochromatic layout, I decided to go onto a blue background and to use that blue background as my added accent color. So therefore I could have all my element in pink and not worry about that extra added color because it's already in my background. So I started by applying some Nouveau Mousse that was part of the March kit to my background through the stencil of this month. And then I diluted the mousse with a little bit of water. So that's something you can easily do with your Nouveau Mousse, is that if you add a little bit of Nouveau Mousse and you mix it well with some water. So it is a little bit hard to mix. You need to be you need to keep going when you mix it, and you need to really mash the mousse and you need to work it, but you can dilute it with water and it can give you a really nice effect as if you were to add it in mist or if you were to just use it as droplets like I did for this layout. I then went through my Maggie Holmes sticker book and I pulled out all of the frames that were in there in pink, and I started to layer it on top of my mixed media background. These stickers are quite nice because they do stick well, but if you don't press it too hard, you can still move it around later on. I have still some leftover flowers that I had already fussy cut for our previous layout. And I decided to remove the orange because that's away from my monochromatic theme and just keep the two pink. I also printed a strips of photo in a photo booth like style. So I used the photo booth app to take those photos, and that means that the photo is taken automatically every 3 seconds. So you don't need to arrange the photo yourself. It's all done for you. It's already done in a strip. It's a free app. And I use this app very often. And I like that style. And normally I use it onto my traveler's notebook. But in this instance, I decided to use this strip of photo for this layout because I really loved the colors in these photos because it reminded of the pink, but with the fact that Sophia was in the bath, it kind of pulled out the blue from the background in the water, so that all worked quite nicely together. I am now moving a couple of the frames because they were getting hidden with the photos, and I'm kind of trying to get happy with the placement. I'm also looking at a few embellishments in the cardboard. There was a few wordings here and there that I quite liked. So these are Simple Stories chipboard embellishment stickers, and there were a few elements in there that are either whole pink or some wording in black and white that I knew I could use and integrate to my layout. So I went around and pulled this out. I also decided I looked around a little bit as to all the things that I had that were a bit pink. I pulled out the rosettes from Maggie Holmes. I chose the one that had the brightest pink in it, and that would match better the kind of type of pink I was going for. And I'm playing around, and now I'm happy with the first bit. I'm gluing it down, so that way I can then move on to layering my next layer of embellishment and kind of be happy and satisfied with that. When I cut out my photo, my ruler slid a little bit, and I ended up with a little bit of a cut that was quite visible on the top right corner of my photo, which is where you see me applying the washi tape right now. I used this washi tape simply to hide that cut, that little accident, but I am now making it a part of my layout and part of my embellishment. It has therefore two purposes, and that's where you can really go for it and fix some mistake and make it actually a part of your layout. That washi tape from Simple Stories is perfect for this theme. We've got the pink, we've got a little bit of that blue coming through. There are some little bit of mustardy yellow, but the biggest parts of it I'm gonna hide later on, and you will see that. I am now layering some clear stickers from the Dear Lazy collection, the sticker pack, and those stickers are mainly pink, and this is where I'm accumulating it and layering it and just adding more and more details to it. I'm still looking around as to where to add the rosette. I'm still not happy with this particular placement, so I'm putting it aside for now, and I'll go back to it at a later stage. I'm just quite happy to keep looking at this layout and see where it's going. I pulled a sentence sticker that I thought would look nice and work quite nicely with this layout. I'm mounting it onto white cardstock to use it more as an ephemera, and so that we don't have the clearness of it that's too visible and too distracting. I am now playing with the title, and I'm using the Simple Stories stickers, and I decided to separate two kind of sentence over there. So you had the go girl or you had the hey girl, and he decided to use the go, which is a darker pink, and I placed it over the lighter flower, and then I used the girl from the lighter pink and I placed it on the darker flower, and so therefore my title, those two words are fully visible, whereas if I had used both words in the same color, one of them would have got lost either on the dark side or either on the lighter side. I am placing that sentence between the two of them, and I'm mounting it on double-sided sticky foam pad. And to extend to the right a little bit, I thought it needed it visually. I added a so sassy, and I thought it worked really nicely because Sophia does look a little bit cheeky, sassy, I don't know, just a bit cute in those photos, and I thought that was quite funny. I love that little speech bubble with a little heart. I did that in the top corner on the left, and then another speech bubble with another heart near the title and a few more little heart. I'm just pulling everything that's pink, and that would work well with my layout as embellishments. I am now adding those little wordings of chipboard that I was mentioning before, and just looking around as to what would work. I am now going for the Puffy Stickers from the Maggie Holmes collection, and same again, pulling all the pink one. So that's how really I go about a monochromatic layout. I just pull everything that is a certain color, and I just add it, and as long as it works and as long as it still has a coherent look about it, I'm just layering and layering and layering until I'm happy with the finished result. And yeah, so I had pulled that perfume bottle, but I can't find a place for it, so I'm just discarding it. I'm not going to just put it on the layout because it's pink. I am still making sure that it all makes sense and it still works together. I am now looking at those banners, and I thought it's very unlikely for me to do a DIY project and to use it as such, and I've seen one of the DT member using it as a pattern, and I think that was Morag, and I thought that was a great idea actually, and I thought I'm gonna do that as well behind my photo, and I used only the pink one, and I placed it slightly behind my photo. One of the edge was hidden, so I just cut it off and I reported the cut-off bit slightly higher up, and this built up the perfect layer, the perfect base for me to add the rosette onto later on. You will see. I'm also pulling out the hearts from those stickers and I'm placing them around my page just to add layer dots of colours and to add a bit more pink. So there you go, my rosette going in place. Without those banners bits there, I had tried that rosette at this same emplacement and it didn't work, but now with the banners it just makes sense, and they just gave it a base and it gave it somewhere to sit on, and it just works, and I'm happy with where it is. Adding a few more flowers, just as I had done on the right hand side, I'm just putting it on the left hand side just to balance and mirror what's on the right hand side and give my layout more of a cohesive look all over. I thought my splatters that I had done earlier on were a bit too hidden, so I'm adding a little bit more pink splatters, just expanding it a little bit and drying it quickly with my heat gun. I am now going to write my journaling, so I pull out my ruler. As usual, I do my one line with my ruler and then I go over it free-handed with my pen to give it a little bit of a rougher look. So the ruler really is there just to make sure that my lines are straight where I want them with my paper. But because I add the free-handed bit over it, it just hides that ruler and you would never notice that I had done a line with the ruler. I'm then stamping my journaling as I always do with my layouts. I am fast forwarding you through this because it does take a while for me to stamp everything down. I noticed that I missed an extra line for me to tell the whole story I wanted to tell. Add the extra line, add the finishing words, and there I'm happy with my journaling. Everything I wanted to say has been said on my layout, and I can move on to the last few steps of making my layout. I felt that it was missing a little bit of black on the left hand side to, same again, balance my layout. So I always like to balance and repeat my layout. So I simply added a few splatters of black ink onto the left hand side, and that balances my title of the right and my journaling underneath it. It just make it all cohesive. It just means that we don't have one side that's heavier than the other one, and it just all make it, I don't know, it just make it all look nice, to me anyway. You might disagree with that, but to me just I like this, and I like this layout, and I'm happy with how it looks overall. Adding a few little touches of pink because there's never enough pink on the layout, just a few epoxy dots around it, and there you go. I'm pretty happy with the finished result. I will show you right now the finished photos. So yeah, here's the finished layout. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this layout that was created with the July kit from Hip Kit Clubs. And if you enjoyed it, please like this video, subscribe, hit the bell button. I really appreciate every single one of you liking my videos, and there's so much more to come on my YouTube channel. So thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.